everybody's been able to see that. Do you want me to share in the Slack?
Could you please?
That would be awesome.
Sure. How do I get a link? Okay, it's in your channel. The check-in question for today is what is working for you to increase your own sense of well-being? This should be a good one for you, Karina.
Or what isn't working for you?
Yeah, right, really.
Karina's sense.
Okay, so here comes the timer. Are you up for 2 minutes, you guys?
Yes.
Oh yeah, here we go. So who's ready? The question is, what's working for you in terms of your own well-being? Yes.
I've been focused on the hospital. I don't have Velcro anymore. I'm stoked.
Oh,
Hey, Erin.
it's
2
so
months.
great.
It's kind of a big moment for me.
Yeah, was that just today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh, congratulations.
Instantly went shopping. Instantly for something that wasn't Velcro.
Yes, yes.
It's 24 hours a day for 8 weeks.
Wow.
I
You're now done with that.
have other things, but it's not Velcro.
So
I'm just focused on the positive.
that's very good. Thank you. Who else?
I think I've been reinvigorated with my hobbies and things.
Mm.
I think for a while it's like trying to clear everything or open. So yeah, that generally contributes to well-being.
What, like what? What are your hobbies
Well, I just
that give you that?
watching movies, well, which I do anyways, but just I've been into it more lately, writing and stuff.
Oh, good.
And
Yeah.
I always do it. It's just that it's kind of like I don't feel very passionately about it.
Yeah.
Lately, been more into it. So.
Very good.
Physical therapy.
Yeah, right.
Physical therapy seems to be working. My shoulder is improving.
Oh, that's so good.
But now if I would just remember not to sit all 100
Yeah, yeah. Got you guys on Zoom. Karina?
I have been for the last 3 weeks when I can in the morning, which has been like at least 3 days, doing 15 to 30 minutes of workout before everyone gets up, and it's making me feel like so much better.
Good.
The only thing I have control of over the day.
Right.
Are you doing bar, Karina?
Yes, I'm back to doing Pure Barre online. So it feels mentally really good.
Oh, I bet.
Good. You want to go, Danielle?
I'm still
Oh.
thinking.
Oh, hi, Danielle.
Yes, I brought someone else.
This
I was
is
wondering
good.
whose voice that was. Talking.
I think for me, I'm looking at ways to just give more value back to the university and maybe expand in, other ways than what happens. So
Mhm.
happy to do whatever I can to make the university better.
Great, thank you. Do you want to go, Danielle?
The check-in question was what's working for
Yes.
me.
What's working for you to increase your own well-being?
I did take time off last week. Hadn't taken that many days in a row since maternal parental leave, so that was different. I have learned that taking time off is not a vacation when you have an infant.
Yeah.
So that was a lesson learned. But regardless, my husband and I did go out to dinner with the baby for our anniversary, so that was nice. So happy anniversary to you too, Karina. Happy belated.
Aw.
Thank you. You as well. I almost texted you, but then Theo was sick, so I forgot.
Is it on the same day or something?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that's what
great.
he was doing that, even, it was still too many days off, but I at least took 4 consecutive days off, so I'll give myself that.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
great.
Good job.
It is.
Yes.
That's so important. Cliff, how about you?
Well, I am a very big believer in audiobooks since I don't get a chance to go ahead and read as much as I want to, as I got so much other stuff going on. So if you're a member of Audible, there is a couple of free downloads that you can get it's Audible only members. You can get like morning meditations. It's a series of morning meditations. There's a 7-day to bliss audio guide. So it's like 7 audio, different types of meditations for each day. And I'm trying to get myself onto a more of a schedule like that. And, maybe I'll do a 30-day. And for one of our articles, Tristan, I'll just go ahead and write up one and send it over to you. Like, this is what I've done for 30 days and see how this turns out.
That could be an interesting kind of series with different people. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Cliff.
Marketing. I'm ahead of my time. The only problem is I'm 5 minutes ahead.
From Audible, did you know that if you have a library card that you have access to that library's online audiobooks?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
everyone has a library card, right?
I have 3.
Of course you do. Wonderful.
Man, that's really good to know. Thank you.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
I just signed up for the Tempe Library because it's a potential hideaway for me, locally hideaway, so I don't have to park and walk across the street. I had one in Chandler because that's where my daughter's daycare was, but we recently moved her to Tempe, so that's why I got the Tempe Library card.
Mhm.
And then, of course, I still have one for my city in McLean. So Tempe has, I think, even greater access to more books than Chandler, so I highly recommend it. It's just there on Southern Emerald? Is it Southern? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nearby.
Very close. Yeah. So I'll tell you a secret if you promise not to share.
Uh-oh.
You know how there's covered parking at that library?
Yes.
So in the summertime, when it's really hard to find a space to stop and eat or have my nap or whatever, that's where I go.
I'll see you there.
Okay.
I won't bug you. I won't knock on your window.
The Greater Phoenix metro area has a library too. It's the Greater Phoenix Digital Library that's part of, that if you live in, I guess, Maricopa County, you
Uh-huh.
can, because I'm, remember it's like the Phoenix Library. You don't have to live in Phoenix to be
Right.
attached to the library, library card.
That's really
So
cool.
They're, the Greater Phoenix Metro, they have a huge collection of ebooks and audiobooks.
Yeah, nice. And then they have passes to go to the zoo for free and museum for free, and you can check them out up to 4 a library card. Very cool.
And there's no late fees because they'll just take away the license for it from you.
Great, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So my check-in about what's working for me, I have so many things I've been, the practices that have been working. One is that, as you know, we're getting ready to go on this big trip and a fairly hefty physical lift for us. So we've been, for about 6 months, my husband and I have been working out a couple of times a week at this little studio by our house, and then I do all kinds of other stuff. But we did our practice hike on Saturday, and the secret, I think, we were up in Williams because we wanted to get to elevation. So we climbed Bill Williams Mountain, but we did it from the backside, and we were the only people on the trail. So for me, getting out with my husband to that kind of beauty and that kind of spaciousness and no people and quiet, oh God, it was wonderful. It's one of the things that always restores me, for sure. Would you, I'm going to be on the dock, so I won't be able to manage getting the Zoom around for you guys to see. If somebody else wouldn't mind taking that on. And then let me just go straight to the document. We've got a chance to do a little celebration like we always do. So I see that we've got timeline for culture. That was these are the outcomes. And then I've already put that we finished. We got it out there. Thank you, Karina. The final message about the culture check-in. So
Yes.
we are complete with that, and we'll do another one in February. There's some serious work to be done on that before we get it out, but I'm very excited. What else? What else are we celebrating?
That is a big celebration.
Yeah.
That was big. That was big.
So what about you guys? What have you got completed, or you're happy about where you are in the process? That you're
The Smart Region Summit is not falling apart, so I'm pretty stoked.
let's try what it is doing rather than what it's not doing.
No, that's what it's doing. It's not falling apart.
Is hanging together.
Sure.
Yay, Erin.
Struggle. It's a huge struggle, that one. I'm completely alone in that planning process. It's me. It's me all day long. And so trying to make it, and it's a lot of pressure
Yeah, it's a big thing.
because it's not like
All
the
the-
holiday party. I
right,
would love
right.
for that one to just be me and not this one.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one. But I think I found food trucks. Levis found me some more money so I can pay people who show up.
Oh, that's great.
I think we found a cheap way to do nice centerpieces. I had a band leave me a message yesterday, so I might actually have music to play. And I think we have the catering to a budget that I can afford it.
That's great.
So it's not falling apart, but it's not exactly together. It's still very in limbo, but I'm getting closer.
It's a work in progress.
There you go.
It's a work in progress.
It's a massive work in progress.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that this was totally on you with nobody else. That is
Totally
a
on
hard
me.
thing. I'm in that position a lot too. It's hard.
And I didn't go to it before. I didn't know what it was last year. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
what to compare
gosh.
it to. I feel I'm just
Well,
super
I
blind
did
on
go,
this.
so pick my brain if you need me help. Okay.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I'm just like,
I mean, I know what I thought was work. Did you go last year? Okay,
but not as
that's
I
right,
don't
you're
have
doing
any
registrations
volunteers.
and all
There's
that stuff.
problem. I have no volunteers, not a single one signed up yet. It's killing me.
Reach out to Culture Weavers.
You know, some of them might, anybody I see,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. What else are we celebrating?
I've been doing a lot of writing lately. I feel like we're doing good things with the editorial calendar. So for our Slack and social media, like blasts that sort of use that for turning around ideas and things people requested frequently. So
That's great.
I feel like we're getting stuff out there.
Can I ask a question about the editorial calendar? It seems like there's some stuff that you can anticipate, but there must be a lot of stuff that it's not on your radar.
Totally.
Yeah, so is a ticket the best way to get things on your radar still?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's the
we'll typically
fastest.
take the ticket and just kind of like a copy for that in the editorial calendar.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
good. And are the executives behaving on this level? Are they putting in tickets for what they need, all of
I
you?
think so. I think there was a ticket put in for the announcement about Michael's GoFundMe.
Uh-huh.
So
I got
well, that wouldn't have been a special case regardless, but that was good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got to pull the ticket card in Sam the other day.
You say what?
I got to pull the ticket card in Sam the other day. Like, I'd like to put this on the calendar. I said, oh, that's funny. You should submit a ticket. And I was like, I sat there and I debated him. Do I say that to her or do I not? And then
I've gotten better at it, I think.
Yes, I saw yours.
Yeah, once I started into the process, it became less daunting to me. I'm like, things don't necessarily fit into the categories you guys
Yeah.
have. That's part of the issue. So,
That's why we always try to treat it like a starting point. So
okay, that's good.
it's pretty cool.
If anything, it's a flag of saying I need something.
Yeah,
And then we go, well, what do you
it would have better.
Liz, what have you accomplished? You've been on a lot of rolls lately.
Not Liz.
Surviving on a lot of rolls.
Yeah, yeah.
Just keeping my head above water.
Well, what's been impressing me are some of the coordinated calendaring things that are coming up, where you're sort of taking the lead on that and making sure that everybody that needs to be watching their person's calendar is doing so. And we seem to be making progress. Yeah, I'm going to list that because yeah.
I think that all you guys with the calendars will goodness, I don't do that.
Yeah, right.
It's so hard.
Right. Right, okay. Anything else? Are there any other agenda items, you guys? I didn't ask you that. Anything you want to talk about today?
A good celebration to add in there is that the PeopleSoft migration is live, and we had a ton of help from this team for that. Give many thanks for that, and it's just burning in, and this is the last official project manager to do for me before I could really more officially transition.
Oh, that's big.
Hey, that's huge.
So will you be ready to transition soon then?
That's a great question. I would say in November, I think will be more official because there's still lingering burn-in activities through the end of the month.
Okay, well, yeah, kind of never ends, right?
I mean, it does for me. But
Good.
because
That's good.
And one of the last items that we'll be doing, I'm thinking that this group will appreciate, is a retrospective in the sense of like, what did we do well, what could we be done better in the future, and we're collecting that via survey, which I recently wrote a draft for, and we'll be sharing with the team later this afternoon to see if there were any other questions that they were interested in. And I had reached out to Karina and Sam with regard to the questions regarding communication. So there's several questions in there for communication, what went well and what could be done in the future. I would have to say, of course I'm biased, but hardly any other effort like this, especially in such a short period of time, has done as much communication modes, like various modes of communication in such a short time frame. So I certainly couldn't have done that with a lot of that business.
Oh yeah, go team, really. I was thinking about that this morning about how everything is so different with this team being up and running so well now. It feels to me like the capacity has grown way beyond just the numbers of people that are doing this work. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the stuff that's on the agenda, and I have something to add if we have time. I'm going to host the first Culture Ripples Design Team meeting December the 3rd, is it? The 3rd. And I'd like to get an invitation sent out by October 18th, and I didn't even link to this. I have a way to... Shoot. Sorry, guys. I started to answer. I'm going to say 9 to 11:30 for the participants, so we'll want like 8:30 to noon probably in the room, and we'll need to have some kind of breakfast thing. Let me link you guys to what I've been working on. Karina's already there. I think I invited some of you last night. It's really not at all ready for prime time. And the formatting's funky. So let me put this on the document. If I can find where that one was. Okay. So that's where I'm working. And Karina, I couldn't remember when, and you may not either, but when we did the first announcement for culture designers, so it would have been back in August maybe of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember if we did a Slack or an announcement or an email or?
I am going to defer to Tristan because I was on maternity leave.
Oh, of course.
And
Of course you were.
we weren't in the early part of August. I don't believe I did that, although I can't remember.
Okay. I was just going to take a look at what we did say there because it certainly worked. We got a good turnout and
Okay.
yeah. But if there's nothing to look at, that's okay too. We'll just, take a peek at this stuff I've got here so far. And
For Culture Weavers, you did write something specific, the invitation for Culture Weavers.
okay,
I wrote something specific. Maybe I can try to find that.
So what do you think is the best format? Is it going to be, because I'm going, of course, across departments at the university. So not everybody plays on Slack, that's for sure.
Right.
So I'm thinking it has to probably be an email. Yeah. And if we can figure out a way to put it in the body of the email itself so that they don't have to even click to another level, that's probably good too. So somebody made a note about the culture ripples. Do we need to define that?
Christine, I did find that old event for you in the archives.
Oh, terrific.
I can share it. Where would you like me to share it? I'll show it to you.
Could you show it on the agenda document?
Yes.
Just throw that there.
Sure. Right beneath your sharing, no problem. There you go.
Christine, I was thinking too, we could do an RSVP link in Aventry, of course, so we can track who's going to come and stuff, along with helping in some way to send the email, whether it's us sending the university, the UTO mailbox, or if you want to personally send, but we prepare it for you. So you just copy and paste the names in or whatever. So just...
Okay. And are you having good luck outside of UTO with Aventry? Everybody seems to be handling that pretty well. And okay, I like that idea a lot, Karina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you for this, Matthew. This is really helpful because I like the very first line there a lot.
Yes. Yep. So we can easily, refresh and refashion this for a updated announcement going forward.
Okay. I'm just going to put that in there for now.
Sure.
And I'm not sure this is the only stuff we want to say because I think it's student success.
Yeah.
Yeah, work in progress. We can update and expand based on.
Okay. Well, I will leave it in your hands for a day or two then because I would appreciate some help figuring out. Think of yourself as I've got probably 15 to 20 people that I know I'm going to send it to because I've got their names already and I've spoken to them. But there will be some that I'm going to invite that are just people that other folks around here know. And I've never personally met them. So if you'll kind of keep that in mind as you're looking at this invitation.
Of course.
And Liz is looking for whether, the reason it's in yellow there, the University Club, is I really don't know yet if that's going to be something we do. And this is a box that came off of another document and I can't seem to move it. So we'll have to play with all of that.
And you're hoping to send this out next week?
Yes, I'd like to really as quickly as we can, and it is something I put a ticket in about.
Yep. Yes, thank you for doing that. I just want to make sure that we had the due date correct.
Yeah.
Do you guys want like maybe some graphics on this? Do you want a little bit more?
Yep.
If you on brand, I mean,
Yeah.
Clarice would be happy to do that for you. So.
Okay.
I can do whatever you need. So yeah.
I like that idea a lot. Remember that we're probably just going to create it in the body of the email document itself. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's compatible with that.
We will make it work for you, Christine.
I believe you. Yes, good.
Only one more time, 9 to 10:30?
9 to 11:30. Uh-huh. And then you and I will need to get there about 8:30 probably, or somebody and I need to get there at 8:30. Okay, terrific. So we're good with that. And then I want to talk a little bit about this. How much of a load would it be for you guys to, and Cliff, you're certainly highly involved in this, for us to begin capturing presentations on video or make videos somehow? Because I think that's another thing we ought to be providing eventually on the culture website is resources like that, that people can take a look at the video on their own, right? So for sure, there's one coming up next week where I'm going to be presenting on spiral dynamics, Cliff.
Mhm.
Can you be at that meeting and capture that, and then maybe we can see?
Yeah, I was going to ask you a couple of questions on how did you want that. Can you go ahead and just explain to me your vision of what you're seeing, how that whole presentation is going to be?
It won't be terribly long, and of course there will be some interactive stuff, so that part we don't need. I mean, maybe you just do a pan of the room or something with people interacting, but it's a model that I have some written materials on, so we could create the video that has some of that in it, as well as just whatever I end up saying. I haven't prepared that yet.
Put a full document of the presentation. Like, do you want like just a video of the presentation, or do you want to use for like highlight?
Highlighty sounds
Okay.
good.
Not just like here's the full thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But that's really my question to you is how much bandwidth do you have to do that kind of production? Because I know it's different than just recording it.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
How much bandwidth do you have?
I have the time to go ahead, but what I'd really like to do is like figure out if you and I can sit down and just the camera out a good about how, and I just want to hear the exact how you want everything to go by and we'll just go from there. He's like,
Okay.
until, I mean, I can go ahead and give you a general idea, but until we actually go through it, and it's just hearsay until we can figure out what the actual idea is.
You know what I'm wondering is would be a helpful resource, Cliff, is maybe pulling together like a few video type storyboards or something.
that's a
You know what I mean,
great
to share with
idea.
people, like,
Mhm.
here's common type. where
Yes,
we have
that would be
text
very
and then
helpful.
you know, that might be something, a resource, a template resource that we have that would be helpful. I don't know what you think about that.
I have no problem in sending her one right now. Or we can sit down and try to just hammer one out whenever you have a time to. And
Yeah.
Every time we like ask people about videos, it's like a little bit of amorphous
Of course.
conversation about it, because it is hard to visually sit down and do it. But
and it's becoming apparent more and more that my vision is a little different than everyone else's vision. So
maybe getting on paper, like, yeah, some kind of.
Okay. Well, the other thing I've been thinking, because somebody mentioned this to me, it could have been one of you guys, said, if you have something that's produced well enough, we can get it up onto our LinkedIn Learning over at Career Edge and make it an offering to all of ASU. So that's part of what I had in mind, because I'm quite sure there's nothing out there on spiral dynamics.
Yeah.
And that may be true on some other stuff as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Cliff, so I think our next step is to find a time
Mhm.
to sit down. In the meantime, would you go to the Career Edge site and take a look at some of the training videos that are not the LinkedIn staff, because I think there are some that HR folks have delivered that are up there, so that we can get a sense of how much time we ought to be looking at. Is it a 15-minute? Is it a 30-minute? What is it?
okay, I'm looking at it right now, and I'll send you a message about it.
That's great. Okay, and then I have this other really cool thing. So as you know, a bunch of people are EDUCAUSE, and this morning Lev slacked me a lead on this really cool, I've already ordered the book, but this is a site. It's called Better Allies. So let me go to it. I thought I had it open here. I guess I don't have it open. Sorry.
Is it just betterallies.com?
I think it is. That's the name of the book.
It's about everyday actions to create inclusive and engaging workplaces.
Yes, that's it. And in particular, the thing that got me jazzed is that they have a bot that we can install in Slack. That's what Lev got jazzed about, that we could install in Slack. And I need some volunteers to take a look at this and see, especially people that know about bots, because I sure don't. Okay, terrific. So you see where it is? Let me.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's something like materials or something. I think on the site it was /materials, but I'm not finding it. Let me search in here. Yes.
Newsletter and more.
Yeah. So here it is. I'm going to put it on our language. It's /language. I'm going to go ahead and put it on our agenda so we have a record of it. So that's the bot. And sort of what I need is to know is what does it cost? How, what is the licensing like? If there's something along those lines, how does it actually work? Would it be something that people would opt into, or would everybody end up getting it all the time? The thing that's cool about it is that it gives you these tips about if you're typing something in a Slack that's could be offensive to somebody. I think the example I saw was, "Hey, babe," so, you know, da, 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 da. And then you get this little message from the bot that says some people would consider that misogynistic or, yeah, see what I mean? So I'd love to see if we can make use of this, and so thank you, Matthew, for taking that on.
Of course. Happy to help.
Yeah, it should be fun, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, to take a look at it. Super.
no problem.
So I think for me, that's it for today. Anybody else got anything that you wanna? While we're together, we're on for 2 weeks from now, I think, and then I go away. So
How exciting.
I know. Danielle, I'm not going to tell you how long I get to be gone after your 4-day thing. But I realized I had, other than when my mom passed, and I did take an extra day in addition to a short vacation, but I haven't done much either, so I'm really looking forward to it. All right, it doesn't sound like anybody has anything. Quick checkout, how you doing? What are you leaving with?
Doing good.
Okay.
I'm going camping this weekend,
Are you?
which I don't like camping.
Oh, where are you going?
Mount Lebanon.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah.
So
So you're
It'll be
good
fun.
and you're going camping. Good. Who else?
Good, the pool is starting. Happy with
Oh, you're building a pool.
that. Rebuilding the
Oh, awesome. Very cool. This?
Good. We're gonna go see if we can get University Club for the December 3rd.
Yeah, we're all going to have an extra 15 minutes here. How about you guys on Zoom? Matthew?
Just happy to help, like always.
I got scolded by my doctor yesterday, so being up and running around too much, and so she was like, "Would you just stop moving on your foot?" So I'm going to have to keep my feet up for at least a few more days and stuff like that, and so that's just
Kinda
how
what-
it is right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Danielle?
I feel a little bit more that I have more stuff to do somehow. One thing I realized, I don't know if I shared, I'm officially changing supervisors as well. So I finally had my first one-on-one with him yesterday. And he is a little different from what I'm used to before. So that will be also another adjustment.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like way off base or challenging or difficult. It's just different. And so I needed to understand that too with regard to how he leads and how he expects things to be done.
Yeah. Is this Nate?
Yeah, Davis specifically, because I know that there's quite a few Nates out there.
There are quite a few Nates out there.
Um,
Yeah.
I feel like because it's on a smaller team, I feel like he's had more attention, if that's the right word, with some of the requests that I've had, which is great. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, okay, now I have to attend to those things in a timely manner versus just waiting for the green light. So I feel like I've had multiple green lights at the same time, which then makes it a little
Welcome to a brief tour of ASU
Yeah.
Career Edge.
all for the good. So.
Well, good luck.
Career Edge is
I
a new
hope,
workforce
I
development
certainly like
management
some of the
system
folks on that
designed
team.
to provide
and,
job-related training and
it'll
ongoing
be
learning
interesting. Yeah,
opportunities for
he does have a
ASU
different
staff
kind of
and student
leadership style.
employees. To access
Karina?
Career Edge, when you log into Edge Career, you will be taken also on the welcome page.
I'm
You will be able
leaving
to see if you have
happy
any required training
that
to
I got to
find out
spend
about
40
featured training
more
and
minutes
access any current
quietly in my
trainings you
room.
have begun to take.
So thank you.
Yeah, you're,
See you all tomorrow, hopefully.
yes, yes. Yeah, I'm very energized, and I have a tip for everybody if you're looking for something new to read. It just came out yesterday, or was released yesterday. It's Simon Sinek's new book, and it's called The Infinite Game. It's right up our alley. In the 80s, there was a guy that wrote a treatise about finite and infinite games and the differences between them. So finite games have rules and boundaries and endings and scoring and winners and losers. So that's really a fairly small subset. Infinite games, the playing is all about continuing the play. How do you make it so that people continue to play this game? And organizations are actually built as infinite games, but we're treating them as finite games, as in we're number one, we're the best, all that stuff. So when I get far enough into it or finished, I'm actually going to make sure Michael Crow knows about this. All right, that's it for now. And thanks, everybody. I always feel good about being with this group.
Thank you all. See you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye-bye.